So one of the things that we were looking at is, are there structural conditions that are necessary to promote the human rights of the LGBT communication, or the community. Communication and internet access is actually one of the top things that we've looked at. Literacy, we've looked at things like religiosity. That hasn't actually proved to be statistically significant overall. It's correlated, but not as a predictive factor. That's part of our next stage. We actually...
Clearly, Islamic countries are bad. I mean, I don't understand how that cannot be.
Yeah.
But if you tell me the country that there's an Islamic majority, and I wish that weren't the case, but we shouldn't tiptoe around this. Of course, it's.
But Barney, there are also non-Islamic countries that have very anti-gay stance.
Well, and I think just. I know it's dangerous to push back against Barney Frank, but just to push back a little bit here, I think what we see is a correlation between Islamic countries and non-democratic countries, and the really bad African countries like Zimbabwe that are not particularly, have a Muslim population but not a large one, are horrible. And it's the endemic corruption and the fact that they used LGBT folks to scapegoat.
I am going to reject that. Look, I think this is a case of leftist delicacy. The fact is, when they voted in the UN. And the Catholic countries were good. It wasn't just that they were saying no. It was that the Islamic bloc was in the lead against it. And I think there was just no denying that the Islamic countries, that Islam has been a negative influence. Not just in Africa, obviously in
But so has evangelical Christianity in many countries.
It is.
In fact, that
I agree.
has been...
They don't control as many countries.
Well, they're a growing influence, though.
Right, but then mention both.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way. In fact, I have heard a lot of criticism, legitimate, the evangelical Christians have gone over Uganda and caused trouble. But I don't hear as much about the Islamic one, and I think that's a mistake. The other thing, I'm sorry, but I'm retired and I have to have fun sometimes. So when you mention the microfinance, I can't help but tell you what occurred to me was that the motto for the alliance of the rainbow, the gay people, and microfinance could be size doesn't matter.